Good morning. I just feel like I need my quiet storm voice with this music. It's like, good morning. You are listening to DT and Dane.
That music has become like my wake up call now. I've been on the air so much over the last month or so that when I hear that, I was like, okay,
Right?
that's my coffee in the morning. That smooth jazz of Andrew.
Andrew is pretty smooth, so thus he would play smooth music. No, for real. Like, I can't, typically I come in, good. I can't even do that with this beat in the background. I feel like somebody just needs
It's
Denise.
it's a smooth way of getting into the groove. We'll get louder as we go. You know that. You know we're gonna get louder as we go on. But that's a smooth intro.
Very, very smooth. Oh, there we go. Good morning. Andrew just went. Good morning. Good morning. You are listening to Truth in the Morning. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. It is your girl, DT. And we got in the building, Brother Dame LZ. What's going on, Brother Dame?
Legendary Dame LZ in the building.
Okay, so are you legendary?
I am legendary.
Okay, so legendary.
Legendary. You want me to tell you why I'm legendary?
I'm all ears.
I can tell you why I'm legendary. Let me just break it down.
Okay.
If you know music in Milwaukee, I'll just give this as an example. They gave the top 10 most, or maybe the top 5, I don't know, most important songs to ever be recorded by Milwaukee musicians. And along that list was a song that we recorded as Black Elephant.
Really?
So
That's
it was called
awesome.
Nutrition, and they called it one of the. In my opinion, it was odd about that song. It was the last one that we did, but it was one of the most. They say it's one of the most important songs in Milwaukee history. So,
Well, Andrew, we got to
That
give
alone-
Dame some applause on that one.
that
That's
alone
pretty
makes me
significant.
legendary. If you know that, shout out to everybody that loves Black Elephant and comes to those. That used to come to those shows and all of that stuff. But outside of that, I'm also a legend because I'm a.
He's still going, y'all.
I'm still going.
It's the Dame. Why is he a legend show?
Yes.
Go ahead.
That's only one aspect.
Well, I tell
of it,
you,
I'm
give
a
black
legendary.
folks a mic.
I'm a legendary father. I'm a legendary political advocate and community advocate. I am,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did somebody tell you that you weren't good enough? Because you were on a soapbox about
No.
why I'm. We know
You
you.
asked me why I was legendary. I'm gonna take this opportunity.
I know it's gonna be a
tell the people
monologue.
why it's legendary.
Go ahead,
You
brother.
understand? And I'm legendary because I am a black man in America and I have survived to this age of 49, and that alone makes me legendary. Thank you.
You are so welcome. A to the man. You broke it all the way down. The
So-
legendary Dame LZ.
So it can forever be broke. If you know Love Jones, you know
Yes.
that line.
Break it down. All right. So the forever shall be broken. Again, you are listening to The Morning Show. We are so happy that you are here. Let me check our YouTube message board and give our shout outs to our Truth Nation listeners and viewers. Good morning, RN Kawanda. Dude, RN Kawanda has been with me for I feel like the past 24 hours.
Yeah, she's up early.
Well, I hosted the morning show all the way through Truth Unfiltered, did a little cameo on Sherwin's show. So, yeah, I feel you, RN Kawanda. Thank you for being here. Not really a city girl is in the building. Good morning. Good morning, Gwendolyn Simpson. Kim Green is in the building. So glad that you are here. We're going to make this a great show. All right, now let's get to it. Yes, we are going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. But as black folks, we are not new to being told what we can and cannot say and what to say and do to make others, non-black folks, feel comfortable, i.e. white people. Did y'all know that? Dear white people, did y'all know that? Did y'all know that when this uproar oh, what do you mean Jimmy Kimmel was censored? I'm canceling my Hulu account.
Oh, they canceled too.
Hey, and I'm here for it because we're going to get into the First Amendment. Okay, but I just want to be clear that I just find it interesting. It's not interesting. It's just another day in the life of being black in America when you are told Your entire life, Dame. How many times has somebody said to you, now you know you can't say that.
Oh.
You don't want to stir up no trouble.
All the time.
You don't want to make boss upset. You don't want to make. I mean, y'all laughing, but that's seriously like how black folks. I can't speak for others. I can only, I've been black for 49 years like you, Dame.
Yeah.
This is not new to me.
And I'm loud. I'm not a quiet dude. I barely know how to whisper. And so I hear that, when I would start a job, there's always that old black man that comes, hey, brother, keep your head down, do your job, you'll be okay. And initially I'm like, okay, thank you, brother. But then I'm like, that's not who I am.
I got one for you.
I'm going to raise the ruckus and I'm going to make sure you get what you're supposed to get.
Say that again.
And then at the end of it, that's how it works. But so I'm always told, hey, man, why don't you we just trying to get by and do what we need to do. Well, I'm not that guy. And I've never been that guy. My mother didn't raise that guy. My daddy didn't raise that guy. And my mother would be disappointed in me if I was that guy.
Well, we are glad that you are not that guy, because for many of us, we are standing literally on the shoulders of our ancestors.
Right.
That said, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to take this anymore. We're not going to tolerate this anymore. We're not going to accept. Did y'all realize that? All of us right now, if you are driving a car and you are going to your employer and you are black, please know that that is not what we're supposed to be doing in 2025, according to colonization. I'll say that. And so when you hear on The Truth reports about censorship, midterm elections, the importance of voting, why are these things happening, how to make sure that you get your deserved and earned share of FEMA benefit, all these things, know that the only reason why we could do this is because the people that came before us that were loud like the current Dame Elzies made sure that we could do what we're doing now.
Absolutely.
So when we talk about Jimmy Kimmel, and we'll get into that, we're not here like, can you believe what they did to Jimmy? And by the way, I'm a huge Jimmy Kimmel fan. I love his show.
Yeah, he's all right.
For me, I think he's been around.
He's been around. I never really was into Jimmy like that, but I respect his artistry, and I respect the fact that I've always been of the mind that if I let it do it to them, they're going to do it to me. So I raised my kids that way. I've been raised that way, and we are protectors in that. We can't let it happen to them. That's why with this whole immigration thing, I'm like, I can't let it happen to them, because if I let it happen to them, I'm next.
Exactly.
And so whether or not I rock with Jimmy or not, the fact that it's happening to him could happen to me, could happen to you, could happen to Andrew, could happen to anybody. They come knocking at the door.
Absolutely. Because right now, and that's why, and I'm so glad you said it like that, Dame, because that's the angle of what we're going to focus on. So yes, Jimmy Kimmel is returning, and actually tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, that was quick. So we're going to get into that because we're going to talk about, because as American citizens, and especially as Black Americans, you have to understand that whenever you have, let me be real. How much time do we have before we go to break? 3 minutes? Okay. Dame, I need you on this, so back me up, because I'm trying to just choose my words very carefully, and that's the thing. It's like the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and there are some caveats which we'll get into. But let me just say this. As a Black person who works in media, who is a professional public speaker, you're always cognizant of the words that you choose and how that's going to resonate with your audience. I say that to say this. It is super duper important to understand that while super duper, this may seem like really? Why is this happening? Because when you are someone who is a powerful person, there are two types of powerful leaders. There are people that want to use their power for good, and there's people that want to use their power for evil. Mm-hmm. And for those that specifically want to use their power for evil, they will construct incidents which are to be served as distractions so that while you're focusing on this, they're in the background creating executive orders, policies, regulations, and even legislation. So that way, while we're over here distracted by this ridiculous, because when you read headlines, you're like, what are they talking about? This doesn't make any sense. Exactly. Because they're in the laboratory cooking up something.
Mm-hmm.
So do not be distracted.
I say it's always that, on Tom and Jerry or what was the other raggedy shows. Anyway, Moonlighters. I used to watch old stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's always but they do the joke where watch the left, and then they smack you with the right. That's all Trump and all these people do. I always say that. But we keep watching the left, but we're not focusing on the right. That's why you always you can't get too involved in it. When Trump came in office, I read something that said Trump wants to be Putin. So these are the facts that what we've learned about Putin. And what Putin is, you can't watch him too closely, because if you're studying him and focus on him, you're missing everything else that's going on.
See, there you go. Now, when we come back from break, we're going to build off of what Dame just shared, because as it relates to free speech, the First Amendment, as American citizens, there's a lot that we still need to know and understand about the U.S. Constitution and the First Amendment. And when I say that, it's not to be insulting. It's just that we gotta dig. We got to understand. So we're going to walk all of us through that. When we come back, we're going to get into a breaking news story that took place in Lansing, Michigan, where an 11-year-old seventh grader saw something that no kid should ever see and took action without hesitation. We're going to get into that when we come back. You are listening to Truth in the Morning with your guest co-host, DT, and the legendary Dame LZ. We'll be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on the... Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas, or visit mso.org.
Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Good morning. We are back. This is Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 101.7 FM, The Truth. The legendary Dame LZ and your girl DT. We're broadcasting to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio, located inside of 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. We're actually like literally live sitting here. You can watch us live too, because we stream every morning, all day on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now. We got a lot of great dialogue and comments and perspectives from Truth Nation in our YouTube message board. B. Bruce says, he gave you a shout out, Dame.
Good looking.
And I was trying, misdirection in politics. Real salute, Damien, for shining light on the new Trump-isms. Kimmel running for president is his only get back at Trump, LOL. No, I would vote for Kimmel either, but that current vote isn't benevolent for us either. You would or you wouldn't, B. Bruce? I'm not sure if I read that correctly.
I said I wouldn't. So I think he's agreeing with me.
Okay.
I wouldn't vote for Kimmel for nothing.
All right. So we're gonna get into Kimmel because again, he's back. He's gonna be returning to ABC tonight. We'll get into that here a bit later because I'm gonna tell you right now, as black people, whether we like Jimmy Kimmel or not, we really got to understand what's really happening here. Yeah. And you broke it down so eloquently. We're going to get back to that. Now, Truth Nation, got a question for you, and I'm going to start with the legendary Brother Dame. What message are we sending to children when we punish them as protectors, when they are actually protecting a disruptive behavior that could have resulted in deaths, in tragedies? So I want to start with a story that equal parts are heroic, troubling, and a little bit uncomfortable.
It speaks to a lot of the things, as you go into the story, not to cut you off, but it speaks to a lot of the things that are troubling America right now. It's a microcosm of all of the things that are troubling America in our current state.
Yes, because...
So keep that in mind, y'all, as DT breaks down this story and she goes through each one of them. You be like, oh, there's that. Oh, there's that. Oh, there's that. So there you go.
Well, and to your point, because sometimes the best test of a system's moral backbone is not what it praises, but what it punishes. So I'm glad that you set it up that way, because I hope that as we get into this conversation, which, by the way, our Truth Talking text line, we want to hear from you. It's 833-212-1017. Call in, text. Andrew, our producer, he's ready. Because, again, it goes back to distractions. So a lot of Americans would look at this as, well, yeah, but let's start to analyze when certain people do certain things from a moral standpoint, what's being praised and what's being punished. So in Lansing, Michigan, an 11-year-old 7th grader saw something that, again, no 11-year-old kid should ever see. And that's a classmate carrying a gun at school. Now, this 11-year-old, without hesitation, Truth Nation, without hesitation, disarmed the classmate. And when I tell y'all, this young man used hunting skills. Like, what did he do, Dave?
He not only, let me tell y'all, DT was playing it low. He not only disarmed the young man.
Why you got, just tell the story.
Listen, the man, the little brother, took the gun apart. He took the gun apart, disassembled the gun, took the clip out the gun, took the bullets out the clip, threw the bullets away to separate it. So even if the young man who got the gun wanted to put the gun back together again, he still didn't have the bullets to do it. First of all, I am 49 years old. I know how to load and unload and clean, but all of this, like, he did it like on some John Wick. In my mind, I'm just picturing an 11-year-old kid on some John Wick, on some...
Andrew said G.I. Joe, I'm weak.
Right. On some, what's the Matt Damon? I always talk about it, Andrew.
Born
Identity. That to me, he on some Born Identity. Boom, damn, here you go.
I mean, because to summarize,
it's a useless weapon. It's a bunch of metal.
To summarize, to your point, he basically used his hunting skills, disassembled the weapon, threw away the bullets. He did all this to prevent a tragedy. Because if he did not react the way that he did, the story that we're reporting now would have been a whole lot different.
It would have been different.
And he did not, this young 11-year-old, as he's doing this, he didn't expect or ask for any praise. He was like, I'm protecting me, I'm protecting my classmates, whatever that was. He acted out on what he believed was the right thing to do in that moment. Now, here's what happened. The school district, and this, I'm just the messenger, y'all. The school district is saying we have to comply with Michigan law. As a result of that, they expelled this young 11-year-old sixth grader or seventh grader. Are y'all ready for this? They expelled this 11-year-old seventh grader for 1 year. 1 year, y'all. Because handling a firearm on school grounds is a punishable offense, even if it was done to protect others. I'm done. I'm going to let y'all just, because again.
You know what I said? Me and Homer was up here one day. We were arguing about the police. And Homer's a semi-police background. I am FTP. But the point was this. People only follow the rules when it's us. When those rules are punishable to us, then, oh, no, we have to follow the rules. We have to be by the letter of everything. And so when we're forced to be like, okay, I understand. In this situation, the extenuating circumstances of this young man stopping and preventing another school shooting, saving lives. Lives would have been lost. There's undoubtedly reason to believe that lives would have been lost. He, instead of running away from this young man with this gun, approached this other young man with this gun and said, you about to make a mistake. Give me that. Took it from him. Broke it down. So then he couldn't do nothing else. And to the point that he was even protecting this other friend, like, I'm going to keep this between me and you. I'm not going to tell nobody right now. That's how much of a protector and how advanced this 11-year-old was thinking. And he should be rewarded for that. And instead, he's being expelled from school. And in being expelled, a year, he can't go to school anywhere because in Michigan, if you get expelled from a school, all the other schools have to follow the order. So all of the sanctioned schools, even the online schools, he can't. So he's losing a year of schooling. And at 11, that's important. Middle school is the most important.
Seventh grade.
He's losing a year of schooling for saving people's lives. What's the message they sending to the people?
And that's the great question right there, Brother Dame. That's the great question, because when you have a child, especially in this current climate, who stepped up, 11 years old, he's a baby. He's a baby. And responded the way that he did in a system that seemingly penalized him for courage. This law, obviously, it's screaming ambiguity. Mm-hmm. Because to your point, Dame, if this is the truth. Let's just keep it real. If this 11-year-old seventh grader was not black, he would have been on every, especially if it was a young white boy.
Oh my God.
Oh, he would have been on every news broadcast as a what? Hero. And to your point, they would have made an exception because of the same reason that he was using his engagement with the weapon to protect himself and others. So let's get into this, y'all. Truth Talk and text lines 833-212-1017. And remember, we got all kind of folks listening and tuned into this show. So my question is, and I'm going to start with you, Brother Dane. Mm-hmm. Should intent matter when enforcing rules around weapons in schools? So basically, if someone disarms a gun to prevent a mass shooting, and the way that he did, just like you said, it was like Bourne Identity, John Wick, and James Bond all in one.
Yeah.
Is that the same as bringing a gun to a school?
Just saving lives. That's what I'm. If you. That's why I tell my kids all the time. You follow the rules and you follow the orders until those orders no longer sit with your soul and sit with your righteousness, sit with your morals. He followed the rules. He wasn't the one bringing the gun. He was the one disarming this young man. I don't know if it was a young man. They never say, but he was the one that was disarming this kid that was bringing this gun to this school, right?
Well, let's start here.
That's ridiculous.
Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. Did this young man, I'm going to say man the way he handled the gun, but did this boy, this 11-year-old 7th grader, did he do the right thing under pressure? Oh. And maybe let's get a poll, Andrew, because it's a yes or a no. Did this young boy do the right thing under pressure? If you received a phone call from the principal and letting you know that your student is breathing and is alive and can live to see another day because another peer of his or her was courageous enough when he saw his classmate with a gun inside the school, immediately disarmed, disabled the gun. You telling me you'd be like, oh, your first reaction would be, did they expel him?
Right.
You'd be like, I'm coming to the school. I want to hug this young man. I want to thank his parents or whoever taught him how to react. Because let me tell you right now, and Dame, you know this. I grew up in, well, you know this about young white boys. I grew up in Evansville, Indiana. Population 120,000. Maybe 200 black folks.
The seat of the KKK.
Say it out loud, because that's the truth.
Yeah.
And I grew up there in the 70s, 80s. So, my father sat me down and was like, here's where you can go and here's where you can't go. I've seen a burning cross. For real. I've seen a burning cross. Anywho, when we come back, let's get into the fact that most young white boys, they're introduced to guns from the time that they can use the bathroom independently.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I bring that up? Because at 11 years old, this young man, based on his decision making, is no different than how these young white boys are conditioned at a very early age to appreciate and even use and even appreciate having a gun.
Yeah.
833-212-1017. We've got our live poll on our YouTube message board. Did the 11-year-old boy do the right thing under pressure? We will be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com. That's 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Coming with straight truth.
Corey, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of the truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are... No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Dropped my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen, I didn't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back, I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Bound 41 at Capitol Drive was the left lane closed. Now everything's been moved off to the right shoulder. Still heavy from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to that scene. We got a new accident now on Greenfield Avenue eastbound at 92nd Street. The two left lanes are blocked, so that is going to be causing a problem through West Dallas, so just be very careful there. Otherwise, the freeway system eastbound 94, a little tight right past Brookfield Road, and then again back on the brakes from 92nd Street through to 35th. Westbound's heavy from about 17th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, still humid, slight chance for showers, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, we are not playing games this morning. We are already seeing the smoke coming in on the YouTube message board and the Truth Talking text line, which is 833-212-1017. We have been discussing in Lansing, Michigan, an 11-year-old seventh grader, young black boy, basically saw one of his classmates carrying a gun at school. And without hesitation, this young boy disarmed the classmate and used his hunting skills that he had obviously learned, thank goodness, because then he was able to disassemble the weapon, throw away the bullets, and prevent what could have been a mass shooting or some type of tragedy where students, teachers, staff would have been injured or, worst case, unlived. The school district, complying with the Michigan law, has expelled this young brother for 1 full year because, and I quote, handling a firearm on school grounds is a punishable offense, even if it was done, and this is my ad lib, even if it was done to protect others. So we asked the question, we've got a poll live. Did the 11-year-old boy do the right thing under pressure, yes or no? Andrew, where are we at so far with our poll? What we got?
92% say yes.
Exactly. Now, on our YouTube message board, which again is going bananas, there are a lot of folks that are saying that this young boy should be honored because Rittenhouse, my guy, what was his first name?
His name was Kyle.
Kenosha.
Kyle Rittenhouse, yes.
So during the George Floyd protests, Rittenhouse, man, was praised, protected.
Your man Charlie Kirk took a picture with him, praised him. I say that in jest. I know that's not your guy, but I just...
You know he gets no play. So with that, Dame, let's just go ahead and dig into this. Now, we want to hear from you too, Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. Now, why do you think, like, what's the, let's get to the real stuff here. Let's get to the truth.
Let's get to the meat of the matter. Pause. Let's get down to it. And what we have to understand is what's really happening here. There are 2 points to be made about what took place with this young man and what it says about America and what it says about our society. The first point is that they don't want the image of young black men to be this because it goes contrary to the image that they put out. Now, what am I saying here? You know, the YNs that they oftentimes, in quotation marks, want to replace us and put our young men as the wild young man. Chicago is out of control. Memphis, out of control. Milwaukee, out of control. Why? Because they have young black men running wild, doing wild and crazy stuff. When in actuality, our young black men are in schools in Lansing, Michigan at 11 years old, saving lives. Where across the country, we have an epidemic of school shootings, where up until this point, I've never seen or heard about a young person stepping into the fire, so to speak, and saving those lives. He understood what could have happened if this young man came in here with this gun. So that means he's been watching the news. He's up on things. He knows more than just about guns. All of that goes contrary to what they want the image of young black men to be. Because this generation, they want to peg it as a generation that's lost, right? Because so then they can do the martial law. They can send this image to middle America that never sees a young black man, that this is how young black men are.
And can I add to what you just thank you, brother, so eloquently broke down? When people run his school record, if they don't know the background, all they're going to see is expulsion for engaging with a weapon on school campus. Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
RN Kawanda said, preach, Dame.
Yeah. And
see, this is the thing. Once you get into the system, it's like a target when you're a black man or a black woman in the system. And at this point, his record, again, this is major. The severity of having a 1-year expulsion
in 7th grade.
And when it lists the reason, it's not going to say what we just said here on The Truth.
No.
It's not going to let you know that without hesitation, the boy disarmed the classmate and saved lives. No, that's not what's going to be reflected in the system. It's going to say that based on Michigan law, he was expelled for handling a firearm on school grounds. And what does that tell somebody? He tried to mass shoot.
He's going to be fighting that. He's going to be fighting that record for the rest of his
We're not going to let that happen.
Career.
We're not going to let that happen.
And they would rather that be the message than the one that I was speaking of, because that's the exact opposite of who this young man is. So to that point, by not giving him his flowers, by not putting him on a pedestal, they leave it to be determined that maybe he was the one involved. Because he's young and black, that is the way they are going to look at it. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't say, look at how they treated this young man, and he was expelled, punished for he should be applauded for being the best of us.
He should be on Good Morning America Today, all those shows. I know we've got a caller.
They shouldn't be having a funeral for that man. I won't say his name no more. But they having a funeral and putting him on a pedestal, this racist, misogynistic, vile human being, putting him on a pedestal, when we have a young black man that has saved lives, actually done something great, and he gets expelled from school. That lets you know what this country is about and where this country is headed.
There you have it. Darren, thank you for holding. You are live with DT and Dame. What is your question or comment?
Well, my comment is, like y'all said, they should be praising that young man and getting with him and then find out how he did what he did, because there ain't no telling how many lives that little guy saved.
Say that again. That's another thing. The potential number of lives that he saved. All right.
Say again?
I said, I'm underscoring your great point. That we don't even understand the magnitude of how many lives this young brother saved by disarming the classmate that brought the gun. And I know the Truth Talking text line. Thank you so much, Darren, for your call. Y'all, you need to lean in because Brother Dame is dropping some major truth bombs here. Now, as we dissect this even further, laws that require expulsion for possession of firearms, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But what we can do is obviously start looking into policy reform. Before we get into that, we've got another caller. Dame, you got Truth Nation on fire. G Hi, good morning. Thank you for your patience. You are live with DT and Dame on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What is your comment or question?
How y'all doing, good people? There's a reason why you can see Batman's nose, mouth, and his neck. It's because he wants the police to know that he's white. Whether you were when you a brother, whether you doing the right thing or the wrong thing, you always looked at as guilty until you prove innocent. I hope that they throw it out on a young man because he did what was right as an American, as a young man, to save the rest of them lives. But we shouldn't even be having this conversation because all he did was the right thing.
Right.
It's crazy.
Thank you so much for your call, G Hi. When we come back, let's get into this because both you and I'm trying to remember which one of our valued Truth Nation viewers made this comment, but let's get into the background of in this country, when our children, white children in particular, first introduced to hunting and guns compared to children of color that may live in urban areas.
Right.
So we're gonna break it down, the rural versus urban introductions to guns.
And that's the other point I was going to make.
Yes, and we're going to hear more from Brother Dame because it's important to understand as part of our reactions, it goes back to everything that Dame shared. The image of young black men in this country has always been terrorists, thugs, criminals. Terrorists, thugs, criminals. And then you got, this is what I love when I hear white supremacists say this or white racists say this. Oh, Dame, oh, he's one of the good ones. And I hear it all the time.
Oh, yeah. Stay
locked in. Andrew laughing because he know he didn't hurt it. And he light-skinned. 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. Keep calling in. Let us know how you feel. This is the Truth in the Morning with Brother Dame and DT. We will be back.
More of Jammin' with Juice is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Literally one call, that's all. I made one call, and that's all, worry-free.
One call, that's all. It worked.
Just one call, and that's all.
They will do what they say they're going to do. One call, and that's all.
One call, that's all means security.
It's literally one call, that's all.
It's a phrase we'll never forget.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure. adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/MilwaukeeWI.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
All right, Truth Nation, thank you again so much for tuning in to Truth in the Morning. Your guest co-host today, the legendary Dame Elsie, along with your girl DT, Denise Thomas, the effective communication coach, broadcasting to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio. Again, this is the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Thank you so much, Truth Nation, because y'all are bringing in the heat and the smoke as we are dissecting this story.
The young man's name is Shakir Everett, and we got his.
We're going to get his picture. Yeah, we're posting his picture so you can see this young king who basically saved many lives. What could have been a tragedy when this 11-year-old 7th grader in Lansing, Michigan, saw his classmate bring a gun to school. He disarmed the weapon from the classmate, disabled the weapon, threw away the bullets, and pretty much saved what could have been another mass shooting incident in this country. Now, Michigan law, according to Michigan law, it is against the law to engage with a weapon on a school campus. And they have now treated this young boy's courageous, heroic reaction as breaking the law, thus resulting in expelling this young king for a full school year. Now, let me take you back, Truth Nation, and I'm looking at you, Dane. Let's go back to August 25th, 2020. In August of 2020, there were protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin, after the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old black man. Now, there were demonstrators that were both peaceful, and the news coverage only pretty much highlighted where it wasn't.
And it wasn't a lot.
It was not a lot. There was more peaceful protests than not. Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, at the time, Kyle Rittenhouse was 17-year-old white boy or young man. I say boy because he was 17. Traveled from his home, y'all. And is it Antioch? Look at Dane. He said, I don't even care.
Illinois.
Antioch, Illinois. He drove from Illinois to Kenosha with an automatic rifle, an AR-15 to be exact. And guess what? Kyle Rittenhouse said that his intention after driving from Illinois to Kenosha was to protect businesses and provide first aid. Now, that night, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17-year-old young white man, shot 3 men and killed 2, Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber, and injured Gage Grosskreutz. He then walked towards police vehicles with his hands raised, the rifle across his chest, but was not arrested at the scene. He later turned himself in, where? Back in Illinois, where he was able to drive back after killing 2 people and injuring 1.
He done killed some people, and you let him drive away. I get a ticket. You might call the people on me, and I'm in the back of a car for a warrant from 88 or something that just magically reappeared. But he done killed 2 people, and you're letting him go back across state line.
And he willingly drove. And guess what, y'all? His defense team argued, and I see you, Pat. We're coming to you right now. his defense, Kyle Rittenhouse's defense, argued that he acted in self-defense. You went from Illinois with an AR rifle, an AR-15 on your chest, claiming that the man that he shot had threatened or attacked him. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's like going to somebody's house. That's and to me, it's akin to going to knock on someone's door, talking crazy. They pop you, and you shoot back and kill them. You talking about it's self-defense? No, you came to my door. You came to my doorstep
again. And we all remember the image. Kyle Rittenhouse was portrayed as a hero, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And this young black king is portrayed as a criminal. Pat, you are live with Dame and DT. Thank you for your patience. What is your question or comment?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, family. I was thinking, when you said what age does white children get to learn about hunting and fool with guns, and I think that's as early as like 6. And with our children, we are like taught to fear guns. We taught to fear the police. We taught to fear everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that if these laws about having guns and things like that are going to exist, then we need to educate our children on guns. We also need to educate our children on becoming the police officers, the judges, the lawyers, things like that, to protect our rights, because it is a right to have a gun. And that's unfortunate, but that's the country we live in. And as far as that young man getting in trouble for protecting other people and risking his life, I think that the law is not for us. It wasn't built to protect us. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that man came to Kenosha with an AR something and killed people and was able to get in his car and drive back.
Come on.
And this young man, we're not talking about him being a hero. It just lets you know the country that we live in and what it's about and who we are in this country. So I say, let's learn these laws. Let's be the firemen, the police officers, the judges. Our kids are taught to fear guns, and therefore when they get one, as young men are often interested in guns, but when they get one, they have to hide it and things like that because we tell them they're so bad. But that, and then you get a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old that get a gun for Christmas. So I feel like we behind, even though we don't agree with something. This is the country we live in, y'all. Let's educate each other. Let's educate our children, and let's put them in a position to protect one another when something like this happens. Thank y'all for listening.
Can we give Pat something? A trumpet? Thank you. That's what we call effective communication, because Pat broke down the issue, the root cause of the issue, and what we need to do next. Can we give Pat another? That's what you call a perfect.
Hey, Andrew, this picture you got up on YouTube of the young man with the black man, is that his pops?
I don't know. They don't have it.
They don't have it. They don't have who he's with. Well, he obviously have black men in his life, and they got a picture of him right there. And back to what we were talking about, that they don't want the black people to learn about. The other reason why this story isn't all over is because now it becomes the trend for black fathers to teach their kids how to work guns and how to handle guns and be around guns, because it's obviously saved some lives here.
And that's exactly what Pat was saying. We've got the image. If you are watching television, turn that off and go to YouTube. Because not only can you stream and watch Dame and I live and see other Truth Nation's commentary, we now have this young king's picture posted with, it appears to be some type of father figure or mentor. We don't know if this is his father or relative, but this young man, I mean, look at him. He looks like he knows who he is.
I was going to say he looks like I mentor young black men.
Yes.
And the ones that I do, not just young black men, I mentor all races, but they're involved in it. He looked just like them. They're 11. He looks like a normal black 11-year-old kid, right? But the knowledge that young man has, is exceptional. And so if he can do it, that lets you know when you have kids, I mentor, they can do it as well. And that's the message they don't want to be out.
And with that, because I know we're about to, I don't like the fact that we're on such a roll right now. I know we got a special. Okay, y'all, just bear with us. This is live.
Felt it. That's why I cut my comments short. I just felt it was 7:50 something.
Well, let me just say this. I grew up in Evansville, Indiana, and I remember.
I don't think people understand how important that is in what you're saying. And I whispered it earlier that that's the
Say it out loud.
That's the seat of the. But Indiana is the home of the KKK.
And where did I live? Southern Indiana.
You lived in the heart of where the KKK was born.
And my daddy did not play. No, thank you for underscoring that, because my father did not play when it came to, because, you know, I was the only child and I'm a female and I'm black. And so my father was very, like, he was tough on me. And I was a tomboy. So I hung around with a lot of white boys growing up because, I mean, I was a tomboy. And every time I went to my friend's house that was white and male, they'd be like, come on, Denise, let's go down to the basement. It'd be guns everywhere. And I'm like, oh, snap. But, you know, I'm a Hoosier. So I was like, okay. When I went back and told my mom, you will never go to their house again. We don't believe in guns. When we played Cowboys, and I'm not going to say the I word because that is now considered a slur, but y'all remember the game Cowboys and, okay? Who do you think was the cowboy and who do you think was the, when me and my white boyfriends played? You already know. Because that, just from an image standpoint, okay, I'm going to be the cowboy, you're going to be the, when we come back, we're going to get more into this because Truth Nation is obviously wanting to discuss this. We do have a special in-house guest, which is just as important to understand in terms of what we're going to be talking about. And I promise we're going to go back to this discussion because we want to get into what's the average gun use and introducing of guns in urban settings versus rural settings and these various state laws and regulations. Because you're going to be amazed to see which states have these ridiculous laws versus the ones that don't. And the number of black people that live in these states. We got to do the math, y'all. You are listening to Truth in the Morning with the legendary Dame Elsie, your girl DT, the effective communication coach. Stay locked in. We will be back.
Come in with straight truth.
And to make matters even worse, Truth Nation, when you look at more numbers, there have been 59 children shot in the city of Milwaukee, and 40 of the perpetrators were also under 18. They were children. So you have almost 60 young folks here. If you go to a private school, some schools only got 60 kids in elementary school, but you're talking about maybe 3 classrooms in a middle school or elementary school worth of kids who have been shot in our city this year, but 40 of them who perpetrated the act were also children. So you're talking about 100 kids who are ruining their lives in the city of Milwaukee in 8 months. We have to be better because when you look at the overall murder rate in the city of Milwaukee, Milwaukee makes up about 50% of the total murders in the whole state of Wisconsin. But seeing young folks getting killed and young folks shooting guns is extremely troubling and puzzling to me. It should be puzzling to you as well. It's a troubling reality that we have to face in our community.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The biggest snowflakes out here have always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is the second hour of Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We are so excited that you are here with us this morning. It's Tuesday, and shout out to all those that live in Waukesha County, because I know y'all had a major thunderstorm last night. So hopefully you are safe. Your home is safe. We just want everybody to be safe. Now, before we get back into our dialogue regarding this young king who pretty much saved, I can't even quantify the potential lives that he saved based on disabling and disarming what could have been a mass shooter at another school. We're going to get into a very, very special live in the house guest. He's not new to the truth. He's one of our very, very valued partners, representatives of one of our most valued partners. Tracy Meeks has joined us again. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning. Good morning. It's nice to be here with you again, Denise.
Likewise, thank you so much for making the time to be here. Now, for those that are not familiar with Tracy Meeks, he is the Executive Senior Vice President for the Community Lending Market at Old National Bank. And y'all know I got a special place in my heart for Old National Bank because they were established and headquartered where? Evansville, Indiana. That's how we say it. Yeah, we were just talking about that. But yes, we got Tracy in the building. And as you know, we are partners with the Small Business Empowerment Loan Program at Old National Bank. Tracy, I know you are extremely busy because you're out here making sure that Black and brown business owners have access to capital. So let's get right into this. Now, Tracy, in terms of the services and products, are there other than the lending products, what other products and services does Old National Bank offer specifically to small businesses?
Yeah, we offer the full gamut of products and services. We are a full commercial bank. So that said, we offer lending products, fixed term products for business purchases, lines of credits for working capital needs. We offer treasury management services, depository services. We offer advice for ESOPs. We offer private banking. We offer wealth management. Again, full service, full array of different products and services that we have at Old National Bank. And to top that off, Denise, we have an excellent staff at all of our branches that are willing to help all of our small business owners start new business accounts with Old National Bank.
Love it. And you know, Tracy, I am one of the beneficiaries of the Small Business Empowerment Loan. I've been very vocal and open about that because for me, one of the biggest deficits that I had, even though I had a strong business plan, business model, and just a vision of how my services would further elevate people as leaders and as speakers, I was ignorant when it came to a lot of the behind the scenes that is essential to having a successful business. And so shout out to Old National Bank for, again, providing me access to capital, because otherwise, especially based on last year and the year before, your girl DT was losing her mind. But Old National Bank helped me save that. Now, I know there are other...
Well, you were very receptive to the things that we were saying, though, Denise. And that's one of the things a lot of small business owners don't understand and recognize, that, I'm a professional at what I do with business banking, as they are professionals at what they're doing in their small business schemes. So you were very receptive to some of the changes that we were asking you to make within your business model. You were receptive to some of the financial reporting requirements that we were asking for you, not because you were different, but it was because it was best practices in the industry that we get this sort of information.
Thank you for saying that. And I have to also, in terms of being fully transparent, is I would encourage everyone that's listening, that is a business owner or considering becoming a business owner. This process, it was a lot. However, it positioned me and set me up for other opportunities. And so I'm part of a very, very major accelerated small business development program by a financial institution that, just like Old National Bank, was like, if you want to be a part of this program, you're going to have your stuff in line. If it had not been for what Old National Bank had taught me and exposed me to, I wouldn't have been ready, and I wouldn't have been able to now attend this very big deal experience designed specifically for small business owners that are Black women.
Congratulations.
So thank you for that. Now, for a lot of business owners that are tuning in right now, since you were just here last time, Tracy, there's been a lot of changes in the overall environment that, for a lot of business owners, they're concerned. And so what, from your lens, is the overall environment right now, and what are you hearing from other business owners, and what are their biggest concerns and challenges? I know it's probably very similar, and some people need to know they're not alone.
Yeah, no, they're not alone. Earlier this year, I would say that the business forecast was kind of dim, but interest rates have been lowered, so that's a great thing for borrowers who may be looking at purchasing new equipment, purchasing homes. That interest rate has fallen a little bit. With regards to business projections in the next couple of years, a lot of businesses are still on the sideline, being very conservative what their projections are. So that said, they're not out trying to buy multi-million-dollar equipment purchases because they don't know what the economic and political environments are. But what my advice would be was just stay focused, stay true to your business plan, what your schemes are, what your strategy is, and things are going to get better.
Thank you for saying that, because that's what we need to hear. We need to hear
positivity,
and that things are going to get better. Now, going back to the application process, and I'm going to keep it 101.7 the truth. Again, this goes back to, a lot of us have great ideas, whether it's a product or a service, but we also got to give ourselves some grace, because systemically we haven't had that early access or exposure to capital and business banking application processes. So can you explain what is the application underwriting process, and what do I need as a business owner who wants to apply for the small business empowerment loan or other services that Old National Bank provides?
You bet. Underwriting criteria and processes are different depending on the amount of money that you're looking at getting financed. An unsecured credit card, basically you're looking at, or unsecured corporate credit card, basically you're looking at an application process and possibly a couple of years of tax returns on the business itself. With regards to what I'm doing, we're working with businesses anywhere from sales from $50,000 up to $5 million. So I can do a loan anywhere from $25,000 up to $5 million. And so I'm going to ask for a little bit more detail. I'm going to ask for 2 years of financial statements, tax returns, 2 years of financial statements for both corporate as well as personal tax returns, a personal financial statement. And that's just to get things started. Again, we love to dig into the financial statements of the business, and that's why we ask for 2 years. If your financing request may be north of $2.5–3 million, we may ask for 3 years of financial statements, and that's not just to kick the can down the road, but that gives us 3 years of tax returns, but actually 2 years of cash flow analysis. And we love to take a look at cash flow analysis also, depending on the size of the deal. So bear with us as we go through the process of trying to underwrite the loan. Most banks do have minimum criteria, but as you progress through the loan application process, they may ask for a little bit more. It's not that they're kicking the can down the road or trying to find a reason to say no. They're actually trying to find a reason to say yes to the deal because you're just looking for more information. I could say no to a deal immediately.
Yes.
If I want to work with the borrower, I may try to dig a little bit deeper into their finances just to see what I can find to make me say yes to that loan.
And he does, Truth Nation. I can fully back that up. Tracy does. He has your best interest. Now, this is the truth, so let's go there for a little bit. There are going to be some people that are listening to you right now, and whether they share it or not, they know, look, it wasn't that I was intentionally trying to ignore it, but I don't have access to my past 2 years of financial statements, or I don't have the 3 years that go back of my business tax returns. As part of this, are there organizations that you partner with or that you can send me to so that way I can get myself ready for the application process?
Yeah, there's a great organization. I'm going to give a shout out to Greg Martin and his team with the University of Wisconsin Small Business Development Center. They're able to take a business owner that has that idea, not necessarily have all the business plan, financial statements put together, and they're able to work with that prospects, get them in place so that when they walk into my office or any other banker's office, they'll have everything that they need for that loan process. And again, that's Greg Martin and his group, University of Wisconsin Small Business Development Center. I hope I'm not throwing shade on anyone else, but
we appreciate that because again,
that's a great thing.
Thank you for that. Because Tracy, seriously, a lot of us, it's not that, and we got to start being so critical to ourselves. We have to be more just graceful. Because a lot of us, we don't know what we don't know. We didn't have that exposure. Just like we didn't grow up around guns, we may have grown up around business loan officers. Mm-hmm. So black folks, we got to give ourselves some grace. Now, with that being said, though, once you know better, you what? You do better. So if we have a partner, Old National Bank, that literally is saying, hey, we may not be able to say yes today, but we're going to at least connect you with organizations that we partner with specifically to get you ready. And then you come back to us. That's awesome. Yeah. That's what we need. And so that is definitely appreciated. Now, really quick, Tracy, because I know you got to go on to the next Old National Bank mission. In addition to the application process, what are give us a few fundamental things that all business owners should know about their business, and especially when it comes to a financial position? Like, what are the things that we should know fundamentally?
Great question. Most business owners, I would say all business owners know their businesses well. What they don't know, like you say, Denise, they just don't know, and that's the financial statements. It could be the balance sheet, it could be the income statement, it could be a cash flow statement, it could be a personal financial statement. Know your financial statements in and out. Don't rely 100% on your bookkeeper or accountant to put together and understand your financial statements. It's critical that you understand your financial statements because the only way you're going to grow your business outside of you selling more trinkets or whatever you're producing or servicing is to know those financial statements because that's going to grow the business. If I look at sales last year, if I look at sales 2 years ago and it's been stagnant, if I want to increase my business, I need to do something different. If I'm okay with that, then I don't need to do anything different. So if you know your financial statements, that allows you to strategize and grow your business, keep your business the same, or maybe you're preparing your business for sale. So you're not doing anything other than trying to sustain your financial position. But knowing your financial statements, knowing your financial position, I would say is the most critical thing that any small business owner should understand.
I so appreciate you saying that because when you look at recent headlines where certain businesses are under scrutiny or even under legal action because they put their trust in one individual who claimed to be this expert. So in addition to outsourcing support, make sure you understand the financial statements. Make sure you understand what your advisors or your accountant or bookkeeper are telling you. Tracy, thank you so much. Again, Tracy Meeks, Executive Senior Vice President of the Community Lending Market at Old National Bank, one of our valued partners. We so appreciate you. We so appreciate partnering with such a impactful and relevant program. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Tracy Meeks, Old National Bank. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get right back into the discussion regarding a young black 11-year-old 7th grader who basically saved the school from a mass shooting by disarming a classmate that brought a gun on campus. And this young king received an expulsion for 1 year based on Michigan state laws. We're going to get back into that conversation. You are listening to Truth in the Morning with the legendary Dame Elsie and your girl DT, the effective communication coach. Our Truth Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. We come back, we're going to go straight to the lines and hear from, you got it, our beloved Al. Stay locked in.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas, or visit mso.org.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
All right, y'all, we are back. Truth in the Morning with the legendary Dame Elsie and your girl DT. Watch and stream us. Well, we're streaming live, so you can watch us live on our YouTube channel just by simply visiting youtube.com and searching for 101.7 The Truth. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. We sure enough appreciate you. As always, the Truth Talking text line and the YouTube message board, Dame.
Yeah, y'all make sure that's that what the business is music. Y'all make sure y'all call in on Friday and let us know what that business is, right? Ain't that what that is, Andrew? I was waiting to hear my voice. Have you heard my little intro to what the business is?
You got the mic, because I know we got to give a shout out to the upcoming Black.
You haven't heard my voice? Okay.
Let's
Friday, y'all make sure y'all log in. Go on and play it for it real quick.
What the business is.
Yeah. We all here for our men and our women and our kids. Everybody, what the business is.
Yeah.
You got the business? Let me know what it is. Hey, what the business is.
You
got the business? Let me know what it is. Come on, y'all. What the business is. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all call in Friday to learn what the business is. You like that? You like that intro?
I love it.
We was freestyling in the studio. Me, Homer, and Kayla was freestyling. And then Homer was like, "Dame, say something." Okay, I got something for the people. So we did that.
You did.
Now it is, as I like to say, legendary. There we go. And y'all make sure y'all tune into the award-winning 101.7 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday. We talking about what the business is, so Friday's going to be a busy day. this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be joined by Renell Williams, Chief Creative Officer of VYZ. He will discuss why he launched the clothing and lifestyle brand and what inspires him every day. So again, that is the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with VYZ this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
There it is. There it is.
What the business is.
We're going to go straight to the Truth Talking text line because I know we've got...
Which Al is it, though?
Not Al from Sherman Park. Just Al.
So I got Al.
Like Beyonce.
This
Al.
is
Like
the
Prince.
Al.
Yes. Like one word. Al. Al, thank you so much for your patience as we have been talking about the 11-year-old 7th grader who basically saw his classmate carry a gun on campus. The young king disarmed the classmate, disassembled the weapon, and threw away the bullets, which obviously resulted in preventing what could have been a terrible tragedy. Al, you're live with Damon DT. What is your question or comment?
My comment is that 11-year-old will always be a warrior, and if the people in the administration is white, they're angry. First thing I need to say, coming to us as black people, the psychological warfare and conditioning has done a lot of damage on black people because it has messed up their mindset. Your grandparents and great-grandparents always spoke of weapons, education, self-preservation, and protection, and that you can be anything you choose to be. But it was our own people who spoke against that and said if you do that, you're being a troublemaker and you're being violent and put your protection in the failed God hands. But when you look at these white races, they raise their kids to shoot and kill and to be entitled. They raise their daughters, even though she's turning tricks at the truck stop, that she's a phenomenal woman, she will always get a husband. But when it comes to black folks, they've been too conditioned, and a lot of black people don't want to go into the fight by just voting and raising their kids preservation, protection, and education. That's why we are in the predicament that we're in right now. And the same racist people who use God to hate is the same people that's trying to send you to that God that you were told to protect you. You have to hit the reset button, because if you don't hit the reset button, we're going to be having this conversation again. And I'm proud of that 11-year-old. He should have took that gun and went upside that boy's head. Have a great day. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy your Starbucks, not too much sugar and a whole lot of ice. Bye-bye.
We are all proud of this young man, Al. And you were Al was, applause worthy today.
Absolutely.
He is every day. But today he was like, okay, Al, I feel you.
He broke it all the way down. Now, Dame, let's go back to, as we were talking about the difference between the Kyle Rittenhouse incident compared to this 11-year-old hero incident.
Definitely hero, without a doubt.
And I want to go back to your example because we were going somewhere. Truth Nation, our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. It's one thing when you try to go to school. When you're trying to go to school and you see your classmate with a gun and you're like, oh, not today, not on my watch, versus during one of the most pivotal, racially tense moment in this country, i.e. the killing of George Floyd, and at the time 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse driving from Illinois to Kenosha with an AR-15 wrapped around his waist or his chest. Rambo. Ready to, and I'm quoting, protect. Protect who?
He wasn't going to protect. He was going to kill.
And that's exactly what he did.
And that's what he did. He accomplished his mission. He was going to kill some rioters that had been at that time all over the news, and they were saying it was Antifa and all of this, which is made up. He was going to kill some rioters, some black people, some Negroes.
And drove back.
And then they let him drive back.
Drove back and turned himself in. And I bet, Dame, that the phone call went like this. Now, look, you're going to have to turn yourself in, but just know we got your back, son. We're going to protect you. You won't have to do any jail time because as far as we're concerned, you did exactly what any good white Christian man would do, and we are proud of you.
Better add that Christian. And let's just say, Rittenhouse had raised $1 million, $500 to $1 million, right? $500,000 to $1 million for his legal defense and all of this stuff. This young brother has Secure. I can't remember his last name at the moment, but he has a GoFundMe as well.
Let's get his picture back up, Andrew, because I want people to understand that that's another thing. Look at him.
Yeah, he has a GoFundMe. Y'all make sure y'all
got a GoFundMe?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Breaking news.
Y'all make sure y'all go. His mother started a GoFundMe to help her fight against the school system.
What's the go? Okay, hold on. I'm going to GoFundMe now.
You had it up there earlier, didn't you, Andrew?
Yeah, we're going to put that back on our YouTube.
But I say that to say all of these racist people go start GoFundMes and they end up with $1 million. The lady that called all those little black boys in the park, the N-word, ended up with all this money. Help Secure Everett continue his education.
I love Not Really a City Girl. I love Truth Nation.
Go to this.
Everybody's like, put that GoFundMe on. I know that's right. Here we go.
Go to that. Spread this, y'all.
Oh,
screenshot it and spread it to everybody. Go look it up on Facebook. Go look it up on all your internet profiles. Put this up because we need to support this young man. Because this young man, like they said about the clown Charlie Kirk, is truly the best of us.
Thank you, Andrew.
Andrew put it in the chat. He's truly the best of us. Whether you black, whether you white, whether you Asian, whether you alien, whether you from Mars, it don't matter. This young man in any culture across any platform is the best of us because he stepped up and disarmed somebody that was coming to harm people that weren't his friends. It didn't matter. He was just doing what was right. And when you do what was right, you shouldn't be penalized for doing what's right. And like I say all of the time, they only follow the rules when it's us.
Listen, we just posted, as Damon mentioned, the GoFundMe link for Secure. His first name is Secure. That's spelled S as in Sam, A as in Apple, K as in Kite, I as in Indigo, R as in Richard. Last name is Everett. E, V as in Victor, E, R-E, T as in Tom, T as in Tom. Secure Everett. That is this young man's name. He has a GoFundMe. Our amazing producer, Andrew, has already posted the link in the YouTube message board as well as the photograph of the GoFundMe page. Now, Secure Everett's GoFundMe has already generated or raised almost $20,000. There's a notable person.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, say it.
My man Tyrese Halliburton, who is from Wisconsin, has donated $3,000 to it. And that was gonna be my next statement. Where are all our wealthy to-do people now? When we have this right now, we need you. This young man needs you. His education. And 7th grade, my mother was a teacher. 7th grade is the most important year in the kids, because now you're about to go into 8th grade, go into high school. So it's make or break. You could be doing bad, get to 7th grade, turn it around right before, or you're doing good, now you're doing bad, now you're fighting and struggling for the rest of your high school and middle school. So it's very important. Now, they need to get this man as much money as he can. So Halliburton, tell all your other NBA brothers to go donate.
But let me be clear. Let me add, and I see you, Winky Blue. We're coming. Hold on one second, please, sir. You don't have to be wealthy. If you got $5, because if 10 people give $10, that's $100. If 20 people, you see what I'm saying? So even if you aren't able to donate or give this mother, the parents, I should say, now, I'm trying to see. I can see the picture. I want to know. Okay, wait a minute. Is the mother's name Carrie Davis? No. Who is it? On behalf?
That's his mother.
Okay, so we do know the mom's name is it Carrie? I can't see.
Citra? What?
I went from Carrie to Citra. Let me go get my eyes fixed. You ain't never put my glasses on. You right?
I think it's Citra.
You know, I'm trying to act like I ain't getting old.
You know, we the same age. I got mine on. I ain't ashamed.
Okay.
But I say this to say, and I also saw that the other picture that he put up. What is it?
Savitra.
Okay.
So, Andrew, let's do this. Let's see if we can get Savitra on the show this week. Let's reach out to her and see if she can be a guest.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, so that we can hear from, because here's the thing about racism.
Do it Thursday do it tomorrow.
I'm not here tomorrow.
You're not here tomorrow?
No. And look, watch The Only Child come out. It was my idea.
It is.
I'm back Thursday. And the reason why I'm not here tomorrow is because I'm hosting the Breakfast of Champions fundraising event through the African American Chamber of Wisconsin. Chamber of Commerce of Wisconsin.
Too. You should be here because it's our idea.
It's our idea. Well, let's do this. In all seriousness, if we can get,
it don't matter though.
If we can get Sakir's mom tomorrow when Dame is here, I don't care. It's not about me or Dame. It's about her and making sure.
It don't matter as long as she's here.
Because this is what racism does. It is so toxic. It's like this cancer to where, regardless of the background, because this young man is black and he has been, the image of young black men is YNs, thugs, terrorists. Right. You don't even think that he has parents because you don't see, you see black men as subhuman. And you don't see them as, I remember when we first moved to Glendale and my kids went to Whitnall, my son Darren came home and said that one of his classmates that dropped him off at home, our house, the mother said, oh, well, maybe Darren's father's probably a drug dealer because the only way they could live there. Yeah, this was just 10 years ago. Yeah. So you see, it's like a lot of people, whether they want, because the worst thing you can do is tell a white person they're racist. Oh, that is the worst thing you can say, whether they are or not. You see, you call a white person racist.
Lori's pulling out the race card.
That is like the worst thing. That's and so, but here's the thing. It's one thing for you to be told you're racist. Imagine being the victim of racism.
Right.
Because then I have to stop what I'm doing and have this conversation with Darren about why somebody would think that because we live in a full house, that the only way that your mom could be living in that house is because she got a drug dealer for a boyfriend or your dad.
They don't even understand the racism in that. And then when you say something like I just said, you're pulling out the race card. We're black.
I voted for Barack Obama. How dare you?
That's what we deal with.
Michael Jordan is my favorite basketball player. How dare you?
They're different, like you said earlier.
So when we come back, we're going to hear from Winky Blue. We're going to continue this conversation, 833-212-1017. And we are going to get this young brother, I'm manifesting this. We're going to get this young king's mom on the phone. And the reason why I said that, or both parents, because yes, contrary to popular belief, young black men, young black girls have two parents. Black fathers are present. They are present. 833-212-1017. This is Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We will be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
What was the life change? We all know it happened and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease and he's on dialysis and he wants to get on the list and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. That's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and,
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
The accident on Greenfield Avenue eastbound at 92nd Street has been cleared, so we're in good shape there. Northbound on 894, we've got just basically delays from Forest Home all the way around the Hale up to Oklahoma Avenue. On the southbound side, we do have the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle at Oklahoma Avenue. And northbound on 94, heading into the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. That's going to be slow on 4394, continuing more backups from Beecher all the way up to the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, still humid, a slight chance for showers, a high of 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
All right, we're back. This is Truth in the Morning with DT and the legendary Dame LZ. Dame has been dropping what we call some truth bombs, as we have been.
I'm passionate about this, right?
You should be.
This is.
Now, before we go to. Yes, it is. Before we go to the Truth Talking text line, everybody who's listening, please spread this. The GoFundMe page for Sakir Everett, who we've been discussing, 11-year-old who basically prevented a mass shooting, young black boy, got expelled. And I'm just going to read the GoFundMe really quick because this is very important. And what I love about the people who are donating, some people are giving $20, some people are giving $3,000. It don't matter. We'll take $1, whatever. Just give what you can. On what could have been a tragic and devastating day, 11-year-old Sakir Everett acted out of courage and compassion when he discovered another student at his school carrying a gun. Sakir's instinct was not to run away. It was to protect his classmates. He took the gun from the armed student, disassembled it, removed the bullets, preventing what could have been an unimaginable tragedy. Now, instead of him being recognized as a hero, Sakir is now being treated like a criminal. Are y'all ready for this? Despite Sakir having an A/B student average, despite him being a respectful young man, despite him who has been a student athlete playing sports since he was 6 years old, he has never been in trouble at school ever before. Now his mother, a black woman, and y'all know how black women are being treated in America right now, she now has to take on the enormous challenge of educating her son at home, which then she's got to what? Take off from work.
Yeah.
Which is creating a serious financial strain on the household. So, Truth Nation, spread the word. They've already raised almost $20,000. The goal is $35,000. Brother Dame was like, let's make it $50,000.
Yeah, let's make it more than that. We can do more than that. And
hold on, Andrew. Go back really quick, brother. Go ahead.
We can do more than that. We can definitely give more as a nation, as a community, because what they're doing to this young black man is indicative and is a microcosm of how they treat the best of us. Whereas, again, our Kyle Rittenhouse, Charlie Kirk, them, they get treated as the best of them when these are people that have done vile and evil things, whereas the best of us always
murdered people.
The best of us always get scrutinized, always get punished, whether it be from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King to Fred Hampton to whomever. I'm just throwing those names out because those are names that people know. They always get punished for trying to be the best of us, for trying to uplift us, and this is no different. This young black man has straight A's, never been in trouble. He is the model student, apparently, and does something that not even adults are willing to do in the face of this danger, and you're going to punish him? He should be on a flag.
He should receive the presidential, based on all these mass shootings, he should get the presidential.
He should be getting the presidential Medal of Honor. He should be getting something for his awards. They should want this to be, what they show. Somebody that wasn't afraid. Somebody that said, we can stop this. That even him going up to this young man or this young woman with this gun and even him talking them down shows compassion that a lot of us don't even have.
As adults, because a lot of children, again, it would have been another devastating story. Now, really quick, y'all, GoFundMe, if you just go to GoFundMe, in the search box, all you have to do is type in Secure Everett, or you can go to our YouTube message board. We can go to our YouTube channel, I should say. We have the link, the GoFundMe link for Secure and his mother on our message board. We've got the picture of Secure, handsome young man. But worst case, if you just go to GoFundMe and type in SAKIR space EVERETT, it'll pull the GoFundMe profile right up. Winky Blue, thank you so much for your patience. You got about 60 seconds, brother. You're live. What is your question or comment?
Yeah, my question would be, what happened to the other student that brought the gun in? And we're going to send some money over there to his GoFundMe. But what happened to the other student, and how was the gun, how was he able to retrieve the gun? See, we looking at the good part of it, and that is a good thing that he was able. I don't care how he was able. He could have just tricked the guy and said, hey, let me hold it, and then took it, But what happened to the other kid, and what background does this other kid come from? Because the mayor should have been giving him a citation. Has anybody wrote the governor for a citation for something like this that was courageous? However, we have to look at how the gun was retrieved. Okay, because
Winky Blue, we literally for 5 times in a row broke down how the gun was retrieved. He basically
we know how he took the gun.
Let me get to my period, brother. Let me get to my period. We talked about, so when you ask how was it retrieved, I'm trying to understand because we answered that question like 5 times. So do you need clarification?
What? I've been listening since you've been. Okay. Yeah, my clarification is, where's the other kid that bought the gun? Is he being charged? I mean, what's the deal? See, this is the thing. I'm not calling to fight you, babe. I'm calling to ask a question. What happened to the other kid, and why hasn't anybody wrote the governor or the mayor for a citation for this child? We're looking at fighting like, hey, look here. It's some of this stuff don't need a lot of fight. Some of this stuff just needs some wits and some go get it, that kind of stuff. But I'll see for myself and see what happened to the other kid.
Great. And then call us back and let us know what you find out. Thank you so much, Winky Blue. Always appreciate you listening. I mean, Dame.
You handle that better than me. He called you babe.
He called me babe?
You didn't hear that, did you?
No, I didn't.
I know you didn't. That's when I put my head down. I was like, oh, she finna go in.
Because I didn't hear him say that.
I know you didn't. That's why I didn't say nothing. See?
Andrew said, break.
I just disarmed the gun right then. Didn't I, Andrew?
You did. You saved Winky Blue from a serious, tragic moment.
Give me the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it's the D to the T. The only man that calls me babe is the man that pays all my Williams. So unless you paying my Williams, Winky Blue, it's Miss DT. You're listening to Truth in the Morning with the legendary. Don't God work? Because God knows how I am.
I know it. I put my head down.
God didn't hear it.
You didn't see me put my head down?
I did,
Andrew,
but
did you see me put my head down?
I saw you put your head down.
I was like, oh, no.
Well, at least y'all know, and I appreciate it.
And that's why I didn't say nothing. I was like, I'm not going to say anything because maybe she didn't hear it. She didn't hear it. And so I saved Winky Blue.
You just did what this young brother did.
From an on-air whipping. We're going to break. My bad. I just need to say that.
No, I appreciate you. Look, RN Kawanda, spelled it out. We taking a break. But Winky Blue, don't do that again, brother. It's D to the T. Truth in the Morning with legendary Dame LZ. We'll be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
101.7 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky businesses will win an opportunity for a monthly spotlight interview. Yes, you will win 3 interviews on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. To sign up for your business's chance to be highlighted on The Truth for 3 months, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
All right, Truth Nation, thank you so much. We are bringing home another great morning show, which would not be great without you. So we love you. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for always starting your day off. Look, Andrew, you over there being messy. Andrew's in my ear talking about even Winky Blue. Listen, y'all know me. I would have just had to take Winky Blue to school and educate him on how you refer to a lady. I don't even know the last time I've heard the word babe. What was that, like when did they start saying the word babe, Dane? Was it like the 90s? The late 80s?
I don't know when they started saying, like, babe. Like, hey, babe. Yeah, that's like some 80s stuff. Now, I got to say it out loud to be like, hey, babe. You know, that's like, it might be the 50s or the 60s, you know?
And truthfully, I haven't heard too many brothers ever refer to me as a babe.
Hey, babe.
Like, you know, my light skin or my Caucasian boyfriends.
We might be like, babe.
Yeah, my Caucasian boyfriends, they've said babe before. Like, hey, babe, what do you need? You good?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never had one of my black boyfriends
I was going to say that's a white guy thing.
That's definitely a white guy thing. Shout out to all my white boyfriends that may be tuned in. I see you, Brad. I see you. See you, Brad. Call your girl. I don't discriminate. But I love my brothers. And speaking of which, we have an 11-year-old young king by the name of Sakir Everett. Now, on Truth Nation's Truth Talking text line and the YouTube message board, a lot of people are asking, so what happened to the classmate that is different from actually spending time in jail?
Well, apparently, I'm getting, like, this didn't just happen. It didn't happen in August or anything like that, or in September. Apparently, this happened in May, and we are just hearing about it now.
Of course.
Because it has trickled, the information has trickled out, and school year started back up, and he's been
homeschooled.
From school. So it happened back in May. The Lansing Department confirmed that a disassembled unloaded firearm was recovered from Dwight Rich School of the Arts in May. So it's the end of the school year last year, And that makes me even more upset. Now that I'm whispering and I'm reading and I'm using my sexy voice because DT is in front of me. But now that even makes, I can't hold it in. That even makes me more upset that it took, May is I was born in May, so that's the 5th month. We're in September, which is the 9th month. That's 4 months it took for this information to come out about, for one, this little boy, this young man saving a whole school of people when in the midst of all of these school shootings that have been taking place already this year, all of these mass shootings, you have this beacon of light, this beacon of hope of this young person. But because he happens to be a black boy, he can't be that beacon of light. They would have probably rather it been a white boy. If it had been a white boy, he'd be all over the place. He'd be standing next to Trump. This is what we're talking about. This is America, saving America. He took it up by himself. They don't want, in what they're doing right now in erasing black history across the board, whether it be from the defense, whether it be to education, whatever it is, they are erasing our impacts on American history. This is an impactful young man that they don't want us to know about, that it took 4 months for it to just reach across Lake Michigan. From Lansing to Wisconsin, it took 4 months. This should have been all over the news, but it wasn't. And why? Because he's a little black boy. And because he's a little black boy, he's not going to school this soon.
Let's not discount, because this is something that we don't talk about enough, Dame. And as one of the few black women hosts on this station, let's also talk about the fact that, once again, this black mother, let's go there.
Go there.
Because this black woman who, in the midst of, between the months of April and July, over 350,000 black women have lost their jobs. And the impact that it is having on her to live in and exist in that kind of environment, to now have to deal with this. She has had to take off of work. Imagine this. Your son is a hero. He prevented what could have been a tragic mass shooting. And now she has to navigate helping her son, nurture her son, because this is PTSD like you know what. Right. Explain to her why he is being criminalized versus celebrated.
He's
and
like,
honored.
Mama, I did what was right.
Exactly. And then she's got the financial burdens that have resulted of this. See what I'm saying? Like, and then she's still got to be a mom. She got to be a friend, sister, caregiver. I ain't got no checks coming in. What are we talking about? Like, that alone, because the social impact, the mental and emotional impact that this woman now has to be both the provider and the educator in the house. And y'all know, look, I tell people all the time, these young people are way smarter than we were at that age. Can you imagine trying to homeschool somebody like this young man who already knows how to disable a gun? He's probably a genius too.
I had to do
AB student
during the pandemic. My youngest was still in high school. My two youngest at the time were still in high school, and so that alone, just logging in and making them sit there and do that is enough. That is tiresome, right? And so we have this woman who now has to do that. And we don't know if his father is in. Somebody taught this young man how to hunt and do all of that stuff. So he has black men in his lives, right?
I definitely feel
that
like he's got a father.
Right? We're going to say there's
involved.
A father there.
Absolutely.
Because the CDC says that black fathers are more likely to be in households than any other race. So along with the statistics that y'all often say is the other way, we're going to say this black father is in his household, and this black father has taught this man taught this young man to dismantle this gun and taught him these safety items, these safety tips, and it has saved white kids' lives.
Preach.
Right? It has this black man teaching his young black child how to disarm a gun has saved lives. They don't want you to know that. They don't want that, because, see, an idea is worse than an actual act. So the idea that you can be like this young black man and his father, and you can teach your kids how to do this same thing, That idea is way stronger than the actual act. So we got to expel him. We got to suspend him. We got to get him out the way. Because one, we can't have those black fathers and those black families thinking this is normal. This is something you can do. And two, we can't have this little black boy showing up, all these other kids that did nothing, showing up all these other adults in the building that did nothing. And here's this little black boy that saved the day, making you look like, what are you doing? Making all them white people in that town look like cowards, making everybody that didn't do nothing look like cowards, where he had the strength to stand up and take it into his own hands, literally, and dismantle this weapon, throw it away, throw the bullets away, save the day. They don't want you to know that.
And with that, Brother Dame, thank you. Let's remember this. An 11-year-old young man, barely out of childhood, saw danger, acted with courage, and prevented tragedy. And yet, instead of being celebrated, he has been sidelined. I don't know about you, because this is not just about one black boy in Michigan. It's about us. It's about the kind of community, the kind of country that we want to be. So do you want rules that are rigid or justice that is wise? Stay bold, stay thoughtful, and never stop asking these hard questions. Brother Dame, thank you so much for your contributions and that mic drop that you just gave us. Andrew, thank you for your incredible production as always. And we're going to try to get Sakir Everett's. Andrew has reached out to Sakir Everett's mother so we can hear from her as well. In the meantime, go to GoFundMe, help this young mom and this young king just live and exist and thrive throughout just this unjust situation. We love you. Up next, Professor Sherwin Hughes for the next 3 hours, followed by Tori Lowe and then Dr. Ken Harris. Make it a great day. I love you. Dame loves you. And Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.